Welcome, this is a new TV series called Racing Dirt to Road. In this series we're going to talk about a lot of exciting races, all out of New Zealand, racing all over the world, from motocross to enduro, off-road, extreme enduro, road racing. We're going to talk about their highs and lows, the exciting times and of course the down times. My name's Josh Coppins. I've got a rich history in racing, started riding motorcycles when I was 4 years old. Love the sport, been involved right since day one, and been a factory rider in Europe for 15 years, now based back in New Zealand as team manager for Altherm JCR Yamaha. In the first episode of Racing Dirt to Road, we're going to be talking to Courtney Duncan from Palmerston, Otago. This is a little bit of a tricky one for myself, being presenter of the show, but also I'm her boss as team manager of Altherm JCR Yamaha. Courtney, to me, is the fastest woman in the world, and I think in this show you're going to see just why we think that. Hey Courtney, welcome to Yamaha Motor New Zealand. How's it all going?
It's going good. Back home in New Zealand, been here for 6 weeks. Obviously been over in Europe racing the World Women's and had a wee bit of downtime, but now we're getting back into it and obviously getting ready for the New Zealand season.
So like most people, I want you to tell us about how it all started.
So it started at about 7 years of age, I think. So about 13 years ago, I got a CRF 50, was my first bike actually. My stepdad brought it for me as just a birthday present, I think, and started as a hobby, and then took it a little bit further. Started racing club days, and then we headed up the North Island to national events, and then over the ditch to Australia, and then, like you said previously, we went to America, and now we're over in Europe racing the World Women's.
So at what point did you think you wanted to take it to all the way to the top?
That's a good question. I'd say it was probably 13 years of age is when I really had a good think about it and go, you know what, I want to win a world title. Before then, obviously I had the mentality of whatever race I did, I wanted to win, but it was never, can I do this as a job or how far can I actually go on it? It kind of just come aboard over the years, and then like I say, now I want to go as far as I can go and go on to achieve something that hasn't been done. So. Sure.
So for you that don't know a lot about the sport of motocross, Courtney was the first female ever to win against the boys in the MX2 class at Woodville this year. So that was a little piece of history in itself, and then obviously went on to try to win the World Championships. The first round she did win, which has been done before by Catherine Prum. We've had a World Women's Champion here before out of New Zealand. So like we said earlier in the show, a lot of rich history of motorcycling in New Zealand. And then Courtney got taken out by a photographer that was on the track and at the German round, which basically cost her the World Championship, finishing up 4th, I believe, in the end.
Yeah,
yep.
5th, I think, overall.
5th. So from there, it was a matter of just trying to win Grand Prix, which she did, right?
Yeah, went back for the final two and was able to win both of them. So, ended the season on a somewhat high.
Race 1 for the women's series is shortly coming to the line.
Gate drop. Slight mistake there from Lancelot, but that opened the door for Courtney Duncan. She led then on lap 4, and from there was no looking back, and it was a convincing win for the New Zealander from the South Island as she stretched out a lead of 27 seconds over the 2008 World Champ. Courtney Duncan, and what an impressive performance the young Kiwi put in this weekend. The 151 on the JCR Yamaha. 2 wins out of 2. The top step overall. She will be a proud Kiwi when she stands on the top step of that podium and hears the national anthem from home here in Qatar.
So obviously I'm going to think that Courtney races for the best team in the paddock, being the team owner and team manager. But tell us what you enjoy most about riding for JCR.
And obviously with him standing here, I'm going to say the same thing. No, in all honesty, it is the best team. I love being a part of the Altherm JCR Yamaha team. It's really professional. Obviously with Josh there and being over in Europe and knowing the ins and outs of the sport really helps me with my racing and training during the week. He's there with me on a daily basis. So having him kind of guide me through that process, for me, I have to put in the hard work and then obviously just trust the process that it'll kind of get me to where I want to be. And so far we seem to be on the right track, and hopefully can keep going and keep achieving.
through your racing, highs and lows, tell us one of each.
One of each. Wow, yeah, there's definitely been, like you say, a lot of lows, but then also a lot of highs. I'd say the biggest low would be definitely losing out on the Women's World Championship this year. It was really tough to accept, going in and winning the first round and kind of getting comfortable and feeling like I could have improved as the series went on, and then having that incident with the photographer and knocking me out of contention was, like you know yourself, it's hard to accept. So definitely the biggest low. And then the high would probably be, it'd be a tough one between winning Woodville as my first debut in the MX2 class against the men. That was a pretty cool achievement, knowing that it wasn't really what I was expecting going in, or winning the World Women's Round 1 and debut with a lot of challenges coming in, so either or.
Then Duncan fell. She was at the bottom of the hill, couldn't get her visor back over the helmet, and it was frustrating. Eventually she rejoined the race in 11th place.
What do you like most about Europe?
The tracks and the progression, I think, for me. So much to learn, and you can never be too good or anything like that. The tracks are really technical. With my first time being over this year, I found that out the hard way. I think the sand was really tough, and just a learning curve. I think you're around a good, solid group of riders. Obviously, they're really fast over there. You have Caroli and Hurlings at the track with you during the week, and just that in itself, it's gives you a new level to race to.
Battle for the lead continued though between Duncan and Fontanesi, but Duncan then started to pull clear of Fontanesi in the closing stages with about 2 laps to go, and in the end it would turn out to be a rather comfortable victory over the Italian. She got through the wave, she got through the final turn. The checkered flag was waiting. Courtney Duncan picking up a win in Moto number 1 here, her 4th of the season.
Courtney Duncan, first round back after injury. You already have a race win under your belt. Tell us about the little battle with Chiara, because she was closing in on you again towards the end.
Yeah, for sure she was. I mean, this is my first race in like 3 months, so obviously the bike fitness it's tough out there, right? It's hot, and just you forget how hard it is, but so blessed to be back in the game. This is a sport I love, and I do anything what it takes to win.
Sure. So what riders do you look at the moment to try to emulate and work on and pick pieces out of their style and to try to help you improve?
I'd say I'd look at a little bit of everything and kind of take what I think's the best and what would suit me and try to make my own style. Obviously, I really look up to Ken Roxon. His speed is unreal, his aggression, and then combined with how smooth he is something not many people can judge like that. So
and he can adapt, right? He can adapt to the different tracks, and so he's got a little bit of, for those of you that don't know, Ken Roxon's German, but now races in America. He's American champion and European champion. And Ken has the sort of technique of Europe, but the speed of the Americans. So there's the big argument is who's the best. America, of course, think they are, and the Europeans, of course, think they are. So in my opinion, the Europeans are probably more technical, but outright speed, Americans have the speed, and Ken's probably one of the guys that has been able to adapt and probably be the best at both. So I agree with Courtney. He's a rider that I look up to as well. So.
Lanslow didn't make a great jump, but she did control the inside line. Van der Ven just overshot going into the first turn, spun out. Duncan went through, Lanslow went. Duncan led the way from Chiara Fontanesi. That gap was gradually going out though. But up front, having a lonely ride, almost 40 seconds clear, was the 151. Courtney Duncan, win number 5 in the books for 2016.
Courtney Duncan, congratulations, your 5th moto win of the season. You managed to stay out of trouble when many others didn't. Just tell us about your race.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it was a good race for sure. Came in, qualified second, and knew that if I got a good start and just rode consistent and hit my lines right and got the lappers at the right times that we could do it. And God, the weather's hot out here right now, so managed to get second into the corner and sneak by Nancy and just take the lead. And I knew just to pace myself because it's 25 minutes, it's hot. And, you know, we're still working that base fitness back. So we maintained that, but obviously I couldn't do it without everyone supporting me in my corner. My team, Eltham, JCR, Yamaha, CRC, Holland's Collision Centre, Ward Demolition, Twin Air, Renthal, just everybody, Monster Energy, a big thanks to them, and Fox Racing, of course. Those guys stuck behind me through the mess over the couple of months, and obviously Josh, I've had him out here in Europe, and, you know, I've just been a sponge, just trying to take it everything I can, and obviously he's been helping. And my mechanic Bjorn, he works daylight to dark to keep that thing running, and my family over home, it's 1 a.m. in the morning and they're all up screaming at the TV. I can count on that, so thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
Yeah, so we're here at Essen, just wrapped up the 2016 Women's World Motocross Championship at round 7, and it's been a long season. It's been bittersweet, obviously, with getting injured at round 3 with the photographer. It took me out of contention for the championship, so it has been tough to accept, but to come back at the final 2 rounds, round 6 and round 7, and to go 1-1 at both of them, it's been nice and rewarding, and also good for my team, Eltham, JCR, Yamaha, and obviously the people that have stuck by me through the mess. And it started off really strong, so I think that's why it's been a bit frustrating. Obviously at Qatar you come in as a rookie and your first race on the world stage, and to go 1-1 on debut was obviously an awesome feeling, and then to carry the red plate through round 2 and win a race in my first European race, and then to get to round 3, be leading the round and 2 laps to go in the lead, and obviously your photographer standing on the track and there's nothing you can do, and it resulted in needing to undergo surgery, which took me out of contention for the championship. I missed 3 rounds, so I was 150 points down, but it is nice to come back, and after what we've gone through, to win the final 2 rounds, it's nice, and it's also, it kind of proves a little bit of a point, I guess, and obviously get ready for 2017 now. Like you say, it's been a big learning year for me. First season overseas, and you come up against so many challenges in the World Series, like just the hype, the pressure, the competition, the schedule, everything's so much bigger and so much different to back home. Obviously everyone's there, and you're up, the best of the best there on the line, you know. So there's been a lot to learn on that aspect, and obviously the tracks and the conditions and whatnot. So I've taken that on board, and I feel like I have progressed, even though we were out for 3 months with surgery. I think I've learned a lot, and I look at 2017 like it can only get better from here on in, what I've learned this year. And, you know, obviously I didn't know that last year, so we can now put that to the program, and, you know, we know what we struggled with, we know what we were good at, and we can go home to the drawing board and work on the weaknesses and come into 2017 stronger.
Where are you good on the track? Where are your strengths? And I also want to know where you think your weaknesses are.
This is a tough one because I don't really want to let my competition in on this one. I'd say my strengths would be, it's a hard one. I'd say my attitude. I hate to lose, so for me second's not good enough. I want to be in front, and so I'm always working to winning. On the track, I'd probably say ruts.
Yeah.
Yeah. My weaknesses, obviously, I've got a lot of those as well, which I'm working on with Josh at the moment to try and fix, to help me for New Zealand season or also Europe. I'm going to keep those ones a secret.
Fair enough, I don't blame you. Well, good luck for the upcoming season. It's been great to chat. Looking forward to following your progress. I, for one, hope you're going to do really well, of course. I'm sure the New Zealand public are 100% behind you. For everyone watching, Courtney Duncan from Palmerston, Otago, watch her. She's going to be on top very soon.